Welcome to Dear Rachel, a place where the stories from the shrinking edges of America get heard, broadcasting from the edge of the center. You've got questions. We've got a signal. Let's tune in. Once upon a time, trust was earned. Through action, through consistency, through skin in the game. Now it's marketed. We're told to believe in plans we didn't help make, leaders we didn't choose, and systems that no longer feel like they serve us. But is that distrust a problem or a survival instinct? Today's question comes from someone who's watched a town change and not for the better. This isn't a rant, it's a record of what happens when faith in systems slips away, and you're left deciding who, if anyone, you still believe. Let's hear from someone who's been watching too long to pretend otherwise.
Hey, Rachel, I laid brick, worked swing shifts, raised my kids here. I remember when you could trust a handshake. Now, everything's press releases and backdoor deals. They say we're growing, but I don't see it. I see developers buying up old neighborhoods. I see affordable housing with $1,800 rent. I see the same people on every board, every fundraiser, every big event. I'm tired. Not angry, just done with the pageantry. I want to believe again. But you see enough cycles, and it all starts to rhyme. So tell me, is that paranoia or just pattern recognition? Still got my work boots on.
Boots on? You're not broken. You're observant. You didn't lose trust. You had it taken. What you're describing isn't dysfunction. It's design. You watch the builders pass the torch and someone else flip it for profit. Now we've got ribbon cuttings at developments that no one you know can afford. That's not progress. That's performance. But here's the trick. When people like you stop caring, the ones making decisions stop pretending. So don't go numb, go sharp, trust local, build horizontal, and never forget. Your gut is more honest than a press release. You're not paranoid, you're paying attention. Thank you. Not everyone is going to see the same cracks from the same side of the street. Different stakes, different stories, same town. Here's another voice, coming at this from a different angle.
Hi, Rachel. Look, I know people like me aren't popular in town right now, but I grew up here too. I'm not some outsider flying in to flip real estate. I've invested in this place when no one else would. We restored a dozen buildings downtown. We fund scholarships. We sponsor Little League. Now, yes, I've acquired properties. Yes, I've made money, but I've also taken risks, big ones. People act like I control everything. I don't. I'm just trying to make things better, even if that means raising rents or modernizing outdated spaces. It's not greed. It's the cost of keeping a town alive. So why does it feel like everyone wants someone like me to fail? Trying to help.
Trying, you're not wrong to want return on investment. You're wrong to think it's not personal. See, what looks like progress on your spreadsheet feels like eviction in someone else's mailbox. What you call modernization feels like erasure when it happens without invitation. People aren't mad that you made money. They're mad that they didn't have a say in what got sold, reshaped, and renamed. You say you're helping. Good, then listen. Help doesn't just happen with checkbooks. It happens with humility, transparency, and shared power. Keep investing, but start asking different questions. Because buildings don't build community, people do. And here is one more point of view.
Rachel, I paid my rent, never caused trouble. Then I got the letter. Property sold, 30 days to vacate. No warning, no fault. Just gone. Now I'm couch hopping with 2 jobs and nowhere stable. I'm not lazy, I'm not irresponsible, but everywhere I look, rent's too high and the wait lists are closed. They say help is available, but I filled out 10 forms and got 1 call back. I don't want charity, I want a chance. So tell me, what does someone like me count as in this new version of town? Still working, still homeless.
Still working, you count. Even when the system forgets to count you, you're the displaced tenant. Not a failure, just priced out of a narrative that no longer fits. You did everything right. The rules changed. Now you're the margin in someone else's ROI. And the worst part? They'll say they're revitalizing while pushing out the very people who made the place worth saving. But you're still here, still grinding, still refusing to vanish. And that's power, not the kind with zoning permits, but the kind that changes the conversation. Speak up. You're not the problem. You're the proof. Trust didn't disappear. It got relocated out of institutions, into neighbors, out of press releases, into lived reality. The witness, the worker, the tenant. They're not anomalies. They're the new default. This has been Dear Rachel, from a town where the center didn't hold, so people held each other. Until next time, look past the headlines, listen for the quiet, and remember, if someone says they're saving the town, ask who's still in it when they're done.